Still haven't recorded?
We're recording now.
Got it. Now I'm leaving the meeting.
All right. See you later.
Yo, peace out.
Thanks for coming.
Yo, that shit was whack.
Yo, your shit's lit.
Yo, this shit was lit poorly. Now it's whack.
I'm gonna get lit. Can we do that?
Are you smoking a J?
Mm-mm. I'm not good. I'm not good at that.
Drinking hooch?
Yeah, I'm drinking some beers on a Monday night.
Drinking some beers, huh?
Degenerate.
Like a fucking loser. Wait, what? Can we curse?
Yeah, it's the internet.
You never know.
Yeah, this is not PG. It's not PG-13.
Right, I'll watch what I say.
It's rated R.
R, like a pirate. What's a fight? What's a pirate's? Who's the pirate's favorite actor?
Rumpelstiltskin.
That's for Saturday Night Live.
Rumpelstiltskin.
Rumple. No, that doesn't. Yeah. What's a pirate's favorite place to get roast beef? Okay. How you doing, man?
Arby's.
There you go. Look at us cooking with.
I got it.
Cooking with kerosene.
Neil Rubenstein. How are you?
Parched, baby.
Parched. Have a drink.
Parched.
Drink some water.
What's up? How's Central Pennsylvania?
I'm not in Central Pennsylvania. I'm more Northeast Pennsylvania.
Northeast.
Yeah. Where are you?
Stroudsburg.
A little north
Scranton?
of that. Where is that south? Scranton, yes. Scranton. Wilkes-Barre, Scranton.
Were you at the Great American Scranton Music Conference?
That's where we met.
That is where we met.
Yeah, we met before.
That's right.
I guess I was that forgettable. I have pictures of us together.
You know what it is? I only remember people that are important.
Okay, fair enough. And I was not one of them.
No, man. Oh, did you moderate?
I was moderating, yes.
You moderated the thing.
I moderated the shit out of it.
Yo, you moderated the shit out of that, bro.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it was my first time doing it. Obviously, we have a mutual friend, Joe Caviston, and we met up.
Caviston.
We met up on the hill at the Circle Drive-In.
The Circle Jerk.
Circle Jerk Drive-In in beautiful Dixon City, Pennsylvania.
Dixon,
right? I'm trying to find a picture of us to jog your memory.
A picture of us with dicks in our cities. It's a couple of dicks. There's a lot of dicks in that city.
There could be, yes. I mean,
I went to a Five Guys right afterward.
Did you? Yeah, that's good there. What'd you get?
I think I just got fries. I think I skipped a burger.
No.
I ate $20 worth of French fries. I think I did.
That's terrible. You went to Five Guys and didn't get a burger.
Yeah, sometimes I don't.
I take way too many photos of my children. I'm still scrolling.
You're a perv.
My children.
Yo, what's up with kids, man? People have kids. It's so weird.
You can take photos of your own children. You can't take photos of other children. See this? There's me and you hanging out.
That's us. I'm wearing the same shirt.
Are you really? Oh shit, you are.
Fuck.
Do you have other shirts?
No, just this one and the Playing Dead one.
See, I was wearing a shirt with my own face on it.
Oh, that's why I didn't recognize you. I was looking at the shirt the whole time.
Right. Because I look nothing like the face on my shirt.
Oh no,
not my face. But Neil,
is this the whole pod?
This is it. We're done. Wrap it up. No,
that's what I should keep going.
No, we met on the hill in Scranton, in Dixon City, actually.
Dixon Cities.
And
that was a cool thing. That was a cool thing that Joe does.
Yeah, it was my first time being a part of it in the sense of moderating it and meeting the panelists and kind of hearing, the knowledge you guys graced us with. And it was good. It was cool.
It's just funny to do that stuff because it's you could say whatever you want to say, but it's you just go fucking do the things.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I don't know, I'm a victim of my own thing too, because it's I love hearing people further along than me talk about the craft and talk about the art and the journey and all this stuff. But it all boils down to like, I don't fucking know, you do it, you know?
Right.
And it's like, you know, and then they're like, oh, well, how do you cultivate a scene? You're like, I don't know, it just happened. Like we just did it. I don't know. Like fucking
Right.
be around better people.
But sometimes people need to hear that, you know, and sometimes the answer is right in front of you.
Yeah.
But I feel like you have a huge history. And I didn't get to talk to you really at the event outside of, you know, trying to get answers out of you as the moderator for the event. But I feel like,
what was the panel we did? It was like
it's a bunch of stuff like marketing your band or building a scene, or I forget.
Yeah,
You were as memorable as I was.
Yeah, I was not memorable.
I'm kidding.
I know. No, I always tell kids, just quit your job. Like whatever you're doing, stop doing it.
Fuck it. Yeah.
Like you're not gonna be happy.
Yeah.
Like if you can be no, that's, I should stress that. If you can be happy doing like a regular thing,
then do that.
Do not not do that, because that is. But if you can't be happy in a regular job, then fucking why are you doing it now?
Yeah.
Stop doing it.
Well, you've done a lot. You've done a lot. I mean, you're according to your website, you're a comedian and contrarian.
Just according to the website, I'm a comedian.
Yeah. I didn't want to do too much research on you because I feel like I wanted to kind of like, you can tell me better than I can, you know, read, right? But no, you're a comedian, but I feel like before that you were really into a music scene and kind of did a lot with that. But in addition to being a comedian, I think you also do a million podcasts. I'm not sure when you find time to sleep.
What happened?
I'm not sure when you find time to sleep. If this
No, dude, I stopped doing all the podcast. Man, I was doing yeah, because like no one cares, you know, and it's just like so frustrating to be like, I spent all this time doing this thing, and then like some girl like jiggles her boobs to a gunshot, and you're like, oh, I'm gonna watch this instead.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, you're an inspiration. I mean, that one going on almost 2 years now. This episode is being recorded on November 21st. It will probably be released early December, at which point I will be celebrating 2 years doing this show.
2 years.
And yeah, it takes a lot to get some traction, you know. And I don't have, I'm not funny. I don't have any kind of history or clout or anything that you have. So I'm working with nothing. I've got probably 5 listeners. So I'm not even surprised you're doing this for me.
Well, that's how desperate I am. It's not like you have 5?
Yeah, I need those 5.
Yo, give me those 5. Oh, it's at near Rubenstein on Instagram.
No, but I mean, like, so you have these podcasts, and like I think I listened to a little bit of the one you did with Caviston. And I hate saying his name because like he claims that he doesn't listen to my podcast, and we all know that my podcast is his favorite podcast. He just won't admit it. And that's why he listens to it. I say his name probably every episode for some reason or another.
Yeah, it's like a real ego thing for him.
Yeah, so just like he needs to hear it. He needs so he can get through every day.
Say my name.
Yeah, and so he can be, you know, a loving husband and good father. You know, he wants to make sure he hears his name said. But
he's got 2 kids, 1 kid.
Just 1 kid. Yeah, it looks just like him.
Does it really?
Oh yeah. Yeah, he was actually at the awards, the Steamtown or the Electric City Music Conference, and I said, I don't know, I'm not that smart, but I'm pretty sure that's a Caviston. He's a
poor
cute
little
kid.
Girl looks like him. Sucks.
But no, I mean, like you've done some shit, and I want to hear about it.
And I want
to hear what you're doing now. Like I want to hear how it all happened.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It was like an accident. The first, so like I remember, like I was like really young. I forget how old I was, but Motley Crue was on like the cover of like Kerrang magazine or something, or Circus, maybe Circus magazine. And it was like they had full sleeves and they looked badass and they were just like so cool looking. and they're talking about drugs and sex and like just I don't know,
Bullshit.
just something about it. I was like, yo, I want to do all that. Like that's like that was it. I was like, I just want to do that.
Why wouldn't you?
Forever.
Yeah.
And then you form like some opinions and stuff, and you get your little ideologies and things you will and won't do. And then but in the back of your head you still want to be like the cool rock star guy, right? So like I would go out with bands, but I would go like my bands would be like punk rock or hardcore bands, like not quite the debauchery that you dreamt of as a kid. But we got there. We got to the debaucherous point eventually. But yeah, I just wanted to be on tour with rock bands and stuff. And so I did it. I just started touring with friends. The friends got famous and just kept going out. And then
And who were they? What bands were those?
Like a band called Rival Schools, a band called Motion City Soundtrack, and a band called Taking Back Sunday.
A little, yeah, just some small bands.
I don't know. I don't know who knows whom are. But yeah, they all got a little bit of level of success, and so I had like a little bit of, I had a good time, and I stumbled like ass backwards into like this like TV gig for Spike TV.
Okay.
And it's because like while on tour I like learned to play cards, I learned to play poker. And that was like blowing up. Poker was blowing up.
Okay.
So when I came home from tour, buddy started like an illegal poker room on Long Island. And then my buddy was introduced me to a guy who was casting for a show for Spike TV where they taught celebrities how to play cards, and they needed like a dealer, instructor, expert guy. And they're like, talk to Neil. And I was like, all right, I'll do it. And it like lasted like 4 years. It was like, it just kept going.
What was that called?
It was called Casino Cinema. There's very few remnants of it on the internet. It was like just before YouTube got really cranking. So there was no like, there was like one or two digital things, and those are the only things you're gonna find really. There's some clips here and there and some photos here and there. And there was a really fun one. Someone put together a like a fake behind the music about what a piece of shit Scott Stapp is.
What?
And they use like all footage from our episode with Scott Stapp, where he's like,
I feel like I remember that.
Yeah, he's just being gross.
Yeah.
And
Was that the one where he was eating a cheeseburger? Was that him or is that?
He was eating. That's a different. I think that's the same thing, but that wasn't our. Like that footage wasn't from us.
Oh, okay.
Our footage, he's like trash talking Howard Stern to Howard Stern's wife.
Nice.
And like he's like, I tell my kids they came from my balls. And it's like, what are you doing, dude? And yeah, it was like real brutal. But that was a fun one. But yeah, so I did that for a while, and then it became it became a thing. Like I wanted like that's what I wanted to do, that. Like, and I wasn't gonna do more. I wasn't gonna get that role, like that positioning, and that was like a fluke. So I just like started doing stand up and writing, and yeah, here we are, 2023.
And according to your website, you're a comedian.
I'm a comedian. Yeah. That's
so I feel like what it sounds like anyways is like everything that you've done has just been by accident.
What was that?
I said everything you've done is just by accident. I wanted to go this and it happened, and I fell ass backwards into a TV show, and now I'm a comedian.
Yeah.
You worked for nothing. Nothing. It just kind of happened.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
You're
the
so
opposite,
modest.
really.
You're
Yeah,
humble.
the opposite, really. I sacrifice everything. I work my ass off. But yeah, man,
Nice.
I don't want to do other stuff. Like, I don't want to. I never wanted to work like. I never could picture it. Like I'd rather own nothing and you know be content
Be happy. Yeah.
and get to like I'd cheer people up every day. I put people in better moods, and it's just like it's so fucking fun. Like you just meet people and cheer them up. It's great. Strangers, great. Feels great. And it's just I don't know. That's all I want to do.
Well, I mean, I feel like it's hard for someone to become a comedian overnight. I mean, is that just a thought you had one day? You're like, I want to be a comedian, and
So it started on that TV show. You know who Artie Lang is, right?
yeah,
All
of
right. So
course.
Artie Lang was a frequent guest, and he came on one day and he was like, "Oh, it's a pretty good gig, man. He's still here, 4 years. Like, way to go." He's like, "You want to like keep doing stuff like this, And I was like, "Yeah, it'd be fun." And he said, "Shit ends, kid." That was the quote. "Shit ends, kid." He's like, "This is gonna end one day." He's like, "You want to keep doing it? You got to like learn to write or be a stand up, you know?" And I was like, "All right, I guess." And like, I just took life advice from fucking Artie Lang for some reason.
Yeah, I mean, there could be worse people, I guess, right?
I don't know. I don't think there could be. I don't think there could be.
Maybe not.
Because I mean,
Oh,
life, yeah, it's been hard.
yeah.
But I don't know. I'm happier now than I've ever been. Like just getting to tell jokes and just like that's all I do all day is just like break down stuff and try and make it funny. You know traumas or ordinary shit or trips to the doctor. Like, what's funny about this? And it's like, well, I can find something.
Yeah.
So it's fun. It's fun to do.
And where are you right now? Like, where do you call
I
home
am
at the moment?
in the room that I rent in Oklahoma City.
Oh, damn. Okay.
I don't even have like drawers. Like I live out of a suitcase, like even when I'm home.
That's sweet.
Like you can see some clothes on the shelves behind me, but my suitcase is right there.
So, do you post up there so you have easy access to other places to perform, or how does that
Yeah.
work?
Well, it's cheap to be here, so I can like leave my shit here. It's cheap, and then also, yeah, like I can get anywhere like pretty quickly. So, um, we're 2 hours from Dallas, 2 hours from Wichita, 4 hours from Kansas, 2 hours from Tulsa, 8 hours to Denver, 8 hours to Albuquerque, 5 hours to Austin, 6 hours to Houston, 9 hours to Nashville, Louisville, Indianapolis is 10 hours, St. Louis is 7 hours, Chicago's probably like 10 or 12 hours. So like anywhere I need to be, I can be quickly. So
Yeah.
that was a huge part of it. And also there's only one comedy club here now, but when I moved here, there were two, and they were both chains. And one I was already past that, so that's 4 weeks of work a year, and then the other one's 6 or 7 clubs. So I was like, if I can get past at that club, then that's 11 weeks of work a year just with that.
Right.
That's 25% of my workload is right there. So
Sure.
it's a
So
huge
the strategy behind it.
yeah. There's a lot
That's
of math.
smart. Smart. What are some of the notable clubs that you've performed in?
Notable?
Yeah.
I mean, the Funny Bones and the Bricktown and Tacoma and Spokane and McCurdy's in Sarasota. Wisecrackers is one of my favorite by you guys.
That's one of your favorites?
Wisecrackers. Yeah, it's just the people that run that room, the Bruce family, just like I mean,
So you've
like
performed here in Wilkes-Barre at
yeah,
at
yeah,
Wisecrackers at the casino.
yeah, huh, yeah.
'Cause
I'll
I've
be
always
back. I'll be back end of March.
Really?
Yeah.
I need to go to that show.
Yeah, come hang for sure. And
Um,
that's my dude too. Like the dude that books that room is like the coolest dude. Like we go to rock concerts and stuff together. Like
really?
he's just like a cool kid. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And his whole family is sweethearts. Like it's just, and the more I go there, the more people like fill that circle. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Like, so like there's a young lady there, this girl Becca, who like is a fan of like Taking Back Sunday and those bands. And like her and her dad started coming to see me. And it's like so now like the post show hang there is like Nick, like the dude who runs it, whoever's with me, the other comic, Becca, her dad, like whoever's with her, like, and then just like other like local people. Like it's growing fun. It's fun. It's just a fun. Yeah, I like that room. It's a fun room.
I was there once, and I feel like it was a long time ago. This is probably shit. I can't remember. Maybe 5, 6, 7 years ago. And I wish we had more clubs, but I guess really in a small area like ours, like I guess you don't need too many. But I should give it another chance. Not that I didn't
Yeah,
like it, not that I didn't have a good time. It just I almost forget that it's there and that it exists, which is unfortunate. So I don't know
I
if
think
that's
that's a big problem for them. Is like,
yeah, and not to say like I'm not their demo because I definitely am. I love comedy. I love. I mean, I wish there was, like I said, more clubs and more opportunities to see comedy. And I'd like to think that I have an idea of what's going on. I've been in the media for almost 18 years now. So like, I remember when Wisecrackers was actually across the street from my office when I worked at the Weekender, which was an entertainment weekly publication back when print was actually a thing. Um, and I don't know if it was the same family that owned it or not, but then
bet.
what's that?
I think it was them forever. I think it's like it's been that family.
Yeah, so I guess they they moved up to the casino when that opened up. But yeah, I mean, maybe I need to subscribe to their channels on social media and maybe the casino email list or something. I don't know, but
I
yeah,
don't know if the casino. I think like the casino's kind of shitty to them, and like maybe they don't promote
really,
the thing. But yeah, follow them on Instagram, and they'll see what's going on there.
yeah, yeah, that's weird. Wisecrackers. Is it just the one location they have, right?
Now, yeah, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? They might have like an old timer thing at like some Poconos champagne lounge kind of thing, like some like old like stocky kind of. You know what I'm talking about? Like just like
Yeah. Oh, here it is. Wisecrackers Comedy Club. 1280 Highway 315, Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania, followed by, get ready for it, Neil Rubenstein. Now it's followed by John Popko and the Popko Project. There's a lot of stuff here. And I had no idea that you performed there. That's awesome.
yeah, I love that place.
Huh. They need to start promoting more. They only have 800 fans or followers on Instagram. Wisecrackers, let's go. I know
Yeah,
a great podcast. I
if
know
you
a
got
great podcast.
suggestions, let them know.
Yeah, they could definitely benefit from advertising on a podcast, right? It's a 5
That's
listeners.
5 more, right? 5
5.
more listeners.
That's wild. I was not expecting you to say that one of your favorites was a place in my hometown. That's cool.
Yeah, man. I like small cities too. Like, I went from New York City to Oklahoma City, like I like a small town,
Yeah, it's probably a nice intimate venue too, right?
It's like a hotel ballroom kind of vibe. So
Right,
it's
but
not
I'm
like,
saying like in general, like the places
yeah.
you
Oh, like
perform.
just being in the town. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. We'll go to like, what's that? Oh, what's the hell is the name of that diner right there? It's like a diner. It's like above a nightclub. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Eddie's. It was Eddie's in Wilkes-Barre.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was Eddie's. Now it's
Flows.
Lispy's Lounge is the.
Yeah. What's the upstairs? What's the?
Yeah. Ah, shit.
It doesn't matter. That
was
diner though. That's the vibe right there.
yeah.
That
It
diner is the
was
vibe.
it was Eddie's place for the longest time, and then like I want to say like Tony D's or D's Diner or something like that.
Yeah, maybe Sophie D.
Maybe. I don't know.
Something like that. I don't know, but yeah, it's that's the vibe right there. Is like, get like a big platter of like corned beef hash and eggs, and it's like 65 cents, and you're like, oh,
Not now. Not now. I
yeah.
was just bitching on Facebook that I just paid $2.50 for a head of lettuce,
Ugh,
and I don't like that.
I don't like
And
that.
people are like commenting, "Where are you shopping at? What the hell are you shopping at?" I'm like, I'm not making it up. I go to Weiss Markets, $2.50 a head.
It's not right.
I got people popping off saying, "Oh, you got to make sure you punch in the code because not all heads of lettuce are the same." I'm like, I'm not an idiot. I used to work in a produce department. A head of lettuce, it's per head. It's not per pound. It's not cabbage.
Cabbage.
Cabbage is per pound. There you go.
It's yeah. It's not right that everything but wages go up.
Yeah, it's wild.
But that's a whole nother thing.
Yeah, we can spend a day talking about that, but no, that's boring shit. I want to talk about you, your life, your comedy.
Yeah.
What's well, you're very modest, I guess you could say. I mean, like,
I don't know, because it's just funny to me, because it's like, like I haven't done nothing yet. Like I'm like,
yeah, but you've done so much, or so much more than a lot of people have. Like you've seen more of the world than one person would see in their entire. Let's say they live for 100 years. You've seen more in a year probably than they'll see in their entire lifetime. And like you kind of pass over these bands like it's no big deal, like Motion City Soundtrack and Taking Back Sunday, like, oh, no big deal. And then you're like, you know what? Fuck this. I don't want to do this anymore. I want to be a comedian. And then you just go do it.
yeah, well,
Like,
it wasn't really. I mean, it wasn't like that, but
well, I mean, you made it seem like that is what I'm saying.
no, yeah, okay, maybe, but it wasn't. It was just like, because we're not gonna be like, I don't know, what do you? Because like it's the perception. So like for me, it's like, oh, like I live alone. I have no assets. I can't afford anything. Like to someone else, it's like, oh, you have 2 gold records and a thing. It's like, well, yeah, well, it's like, I don't know. You're looking at something like, I don't know. You have a kid. You know what I mean? Like that's a accomplishment.
I've got 2.
Yeah, like that's like, I'll never have that. And
Right.
not that I'm saying I want or whatever, but it's always like, it's like grass
I
is greener
understand.
kind of situation.
I understand.
Like
No,
I
sure.
chose to make the sacrifices I made so I could pursue the things that I pursue, and then other people make the sacrifices they make to have the things that they want. I don't know.
Sure.
I don't.
Well, maybe it's one of those things that like people like want when they don't have.
I mean,
Yeah,
I
no.
don't.
I'm
I
not
don't know,
saying
because I don't want.
right. I'm not saying that you want that, but it's like people who like. I understand. Maybe that's not the right form to say it, but yeah, I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, I mean, it's cool. Like it's cool when people are interested, when people take interest, and it doesn't get lost on me when so like, oh, like you get to see the countryside, or you get to meet new people or hang out with these people, or you know what I mean. Like I spent 3 months at rock concerts, and it's like, yeah, it's fucking, yeah, that's cool, man. Like, yeah, and 16-year-old me and old ass me, we both think that's fucking cool. We're both super amped, and it's like, it's easy to get up in the morning when it's like, oh, I know when I wake up, I'm gonna be surrounded by like 7 of the coolest people I've ever met, and we're gonna fucking walk around St. Louis getting tacos, and then go fucking rock a concert. Like, yeah, it's easy. Like, it's easy to fucking,
A life of freedom.
yeah, but like getting to that point is excruciating.
Sure.
like I always get a kick out of that too, when people are like, so I was just talking about this. Where I'll meet someone and they'll be like, oh, you're a comedian. I've always thought about doing that. My friends think I'm funny. And it's like, oh, okay. Yeah, I guess I've thought about being a principal of a high school too. Like, because my friend said it's cool that I don't beat their kids. Like, I guess that's right. That's like the main thing you have to be a principal is to like not beat kids. So I can probably do your job, right?
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah,
mean? And it's like don't reduce like it's also fucking 10 years of sacrifice and hard work and like
right.
losing relationships and like having to figure out where money's coming from to like succeed at something. You know what I mean? Like,
Hmm.
and they just reduce it to this like nothing. And it's like I'm trying to make your fucking job at Waffle House sound interesting, and you're like totally degrading my job. Like,
Hmm.
all right, dick. Yeah,
Yeah.
like they don't do that to anybody else. No one's like, oh, you're a doctor. I thought I should be a doctor. My friends have a steady hand. Like, what? All right, I guess you could be a doctor. I don't
Right.
know, whatever.
I understand. I used to have a
Yeah,
joke. I used to have a joke, and it's not a joke, and it's not funny. I'm gonna say it, and I don't think my 5 listeners will care. I had a joke saying like, if you're in the school system, there's one thing and one thing only that you can't do. Like it supersedes striking a child, and you can't fuck the kids. Can't do it.
can't fuck your kids.
Can't fuck the kids.
Can't fuck the kids.
Like one thing you can't do. Like
Yeah,
just can't do
yeah,
it. And there's people who do, and it's fucking crazy. Or
yeah,
try to.
yeah, yeah.
Scary.
Well, that's the right. That's the Louis C.K. bit. Is it must be really good. Like people know they're not supposed to do it, and they're gonna get in so much trouble. Yet, like they're like, but it's so worth it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know if you're a religious man, and regardless if you are or not, you can go to the books, and we started from that. We had the Adam and Eve, and from day one we just couldn't ignore the temptation.
Yeah, I get it. That's an interesting thing too. Is like, I don't know. I mean, I'm not interested in children at all, but
That's good.
like when I think about like some of the beauty standards in America, it's like, oh, that's because you like children. You fucking gross. You know what I mean? Like when people are into like wafy women, like small women, it's like, oh, dude, like it's it's like a it's like a child placebo for you. You fucking creep. You know, like I don't know. I get grossed out by that stuff.
I
But
just
whatever.
think people like it's a vicious cycle. I think that happens where you're brought up into that type of lifestyle and those things, and you probably were touched inappropriately, and it just kind of like you keep that circle uh closed, and it just keeps happening.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's weird. I don't. Yeah, I don't know. But you mentioned Louis C.K. Like, who are some of your inspirations? Who would you like love to like open for one day? Or I mean, have you opened for anyone like of that caliber?
The the dream, like the apex,
Yeah,
the Sarah Silverman. Like
I just watched a movie with her in it last night.
what movie?
It was called I Smile Back.
Okay.
It was awesome. It was
It
excellent.
was good. Is it newer?
It was actually from 2015.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not like a huge uh like I don't know, I don't even know if I can name like 3 movies she's been in, but I'm a huge fan of her stand up,
Sure.
and obviously like her show and like her 2 shows, and then her like being on Mr. Show and like those kinds of things, like any comedy related stuff. But her stand up, like Speck of Dust, the 2017 Netflix special she did, is like it's like the greatest fucking thing in the world to me. It's
I'll
like
check that out.
it's just so good. That's the
Check
one,
that out.
man. To me, uh,
Sarah Silverman,
yeah, Speck of Dust.
Speck of Dust.
It's just so fucking. It's so killer, dude. And she just like she tackles any subject. She makes everything. She makes everything funny. It seems effortless. She she's in the room with you. Like she's not like it's not a rehearsed thing. It doesn't feel rehearsed. It doesn't feel scripted. It feels very what she's thinking about now, and like her mannerisms and her delivery and her structure. And yeah, just every time I watch her, I like learn from her. And then I guess like another like it's hard because like if I were to put together a top 10 list, he might not even make the top 10 list. But someone I learn from every time I watch and every time they release a new special is Ari Shafir.
Yeah.
Like he just gets so much meat off of every bone. Like really just squeezes all the juice out of every fruit. Just fucking, and it's just crazy. It's like he did this thing called Double Negative a few years back, and it was like 2 45-minute specials back to back.
Mhm.
And the one of them goes into one of them was he started by saying like my best friend got, or a friend of mine got pregnant off a Tinder date. And he just keeps coming back to that topic. 45 minutes just focused around that topic. So like my friend got, pregnant off a Tinder date, and then he talked about like how that even happens. And then 8 minutes later he talks about the repercussions of that. And then 8 minutes later is like one perspective of it, and then 8 minutes later is another perspective of it. And it's just like this it's so wonderful, like and it's just such wonderful craftsmanship that he's able to just like constantly go back to this thesis statement and really just milk it for all it's worth. And then the newest special is called Jew.
Jew.
And it's
Yeah.
just, I mean, it's an hour and a half, I think.
I haven't
And
watched
it's
it
just
yet.
about Judaism. It's about him struggling with Judaism. And it's just like how he got this much material out of it. Like just kept going back and kept going back and digging and digging and digging. And it's just like, it's outrageous. It's just like, it's such a, just to watch the craftsmanship is just like, what the fuck? I wish I had that. I wish I had that ability, But
Well, I'm sure like any craft, I'm sure you can work at it. And I mean, I heard, he worked on that for like I think 2 or 3 years, maybe just 2 years, but he was working on that for a long time. I think he shelved it for a minute, and then his friends were saying like, "Dude, you gotta do this." And it's wild too because he put it on YouTube. He
yeah.
had no streaming giant behind him, no Netflix and shit like that. And I think it took a page out of Andrew Schultz's book. Yeah. And Joe Rogan, I'm a huge fan of Joe Rogan as a podcaster, and I love his comedy. I didn't like his early stuff, but his last two specials have been excellent. He
There was that one Triggered.
Triggered, yep, and Strange
Triggered was
Times.
real good.
Yeah.
I'm not a Rogan guy at all, but Triggered is real good.
Yeah. But they were saying, it's some of the best stuff he's ever. And well, Joe Rogan was talking about doing his next one on YouTube as well. So it's kind of neat to have like these. I mean, the world has changed so much. I mean, you keep calling yourself old, so I'm not going to offend you by saying you are old. I'm not saying you are old. I'm just saying you've been around it. You've seen, the pre-internet days, and now with the internet, and the early years of YouTube, and compared to where it is today and the power that it has. And I feel like you kind of utilized YouTube and your socials as a kind of a catapult, so to speak, to what you're doing.
I mean, not nearly as well as other people, but yeah, I tried. The algorithm doesn't favor me, so
Why not?
I try, but
Why not?
I don't know. I had some success early on TikTok, and then now, the past 6 months, I haven't had one video go over 1,000, and it's like, I mean, it's not that they're not good videos because they'll do really well on other platforms, So it's like, all right, they just don't like me over there anymore. So
Well, I mean, TikTok is Chinese spyware, so maybe it's not the worst thing in the world.
no, I'm fine with it. But it is like, it just sucks because that's like a thing that like people want to hear about. People want to know what your numbers are over there, and it's like, I don't know, fucking 200.
Yeah.
Like, I get 200 views.
Does that
But
play
like,
into getting booked for shows, or?
not as much as maybe it used to. Like, for a while, it was like, well, what are your like, what are you on Instagram? If you're not over a certain level, it doesn't matter. But now I think that's a little bit less of that because there's like so many platforms and like, but if you don't have your own audience, those numbers don't mean anything anyway. So
Right.
no
That's
one's
definitely tough. I mean, yeah, it's a challenge. I've gotten lucky. I've been able to interview a few big names. I have a Caviston in my back pocket to connect me to you. But I've gotten lucky with Everclear and Breaking Benjamin and the Verve Pipe and shit like that. But they've asked for numbers, and I don't know if they don't care or if the numbers were decent. But I mean, it's just, I hate getting caught up in the numbers because, and maybe it's because they're not great, or I don't think they're great, but maybe they're not bad. I don't know. It's such a weird game, talking numbers and views and
it's miserable.
followers, and it's like, I trying to gain subscribers on YouTube is, forget it for me. I don't know.
Yeah, very hard.
But
I've gotten lucky. I've gone viral on a couple of different platforms. So like, whatever, I've like not massively viral, but like my YouTube, I'm at like 5,000 on YouTube, which is like pretty good for nobody, and whatever, 15,000 on Facebook, which is good for a nobody. But I'd like to be I'd like to have a draw. I'd like to be able to play wherever I want to play. That'd be fucking sweet.
sure.
But
Well, so yeah, what's your goal? What's your plan? What do you want to do? Like, where do you see this going?
well, those are very different questions. Those are three completely different questions. What's
Okay.
my goal? What my plan? And what do I want to do?
Yeah.
What do I want to do? I
Do
want to be
comedy,
big
right?
enough. What?
You want to do comedy?
I want to do comedy. I want to be big enough that I can be on tour for most of the year, and I can have all my friends come out always. So I can be like, Abby Washuda or Bennett Hoffman or Mike Dubin or non-comics like Mike Dubin or Rich Gascion. I'd be like, hey guys, here's my schedule. Come out whenever. I'll make room on the bus for you. Come out whenever for however long, and just have different people come hang when they can hang, and just always be surrounded by my friends and just do comedy. That's what I want to do.
Okay.
What's my goal? I guess that's a similar question, right? I want to get that big. I want to get big enough that I can do that. And the plan is, do comedy, get work, get as much work as I can, try and get seen by as many people as I can. I guess a couple of band tours are gonna help. I'm doing that adjacent festival in May. With like Blink 182 and Paramore and Japanese Breakfast, and so that That'll
What are
be
you,
nice. That'll
what are you doing
probably
there? What are you doing as part of that?
comedy.
Okay,
I don't know. I'm on the flyer. I don't know.
that's
After
interesting.
that,
That's cool.
yeah. After that, I don't know what we're doing. Yeah, I don't know if I'm introducing bands or if I'm curating a stage or I don't know what I'm doing. But I'm
Yeah.
on the flyer, which is huge. So,
You mentioned that you
uh,
stopped doing the podcasts. And I feel like a lot of comedians have podcasts in order to reach out to and you know kind of appeal to a bigger audience and kind of pull them back into maybe the comedy. And you said you stopped doing that. Why is that?
couple reasons. I don't have the uh mental bandwidth at the moment to like do something that like looks the way they want it to look and that's consistent. And I travel too much,
Mm.
so I'd have to have some wacky recording schedule, and I'm in the middle of nowhere, really. I mean, as much as I'm like Oklahoma City rules, yeah, Oklahoma City rules, but like no one's coming here to be a guest on my podcast, because in tight. And
Thanks.
I don't know, it just felt like it was too much. It was like too much work.
Yeah, and
30 second views.
I feel like one of them was an important one in that it kind of touched on mental health.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. But then
y-
even that got felt old. Like that felt like, I'm just fucking once a week I'm complaining about
right.
fucking, boo hoo. Knock it off.
Maybe that's why Cavison stopped his cry about it podcast. Tired of crying.
Baby.
Tired of crying.
A lot of crying. A lot of crying.
Life's hard, man.
Life is hard. Life is hard, man. And you should be allowed to leave if you want.
Forever?
Yeah, they don't let you. They
Odd.
say, they say, what are your friends gonna think? Like, oh, they're gonna miss me for 2 weeks and then they're gonna get on with their fucking lives.
I'll talk about Trump being back on Twitter or,
Exactly.
you know,
Yeah. I tell people all the time, like, no matter how much someone loves you, they'll get over it. They'll fucking get over it.
it's a sad truth.
It's the sad truth, but it's like I gotta like if someone's having a hard time, they have to continue to have a hard fucking time because you're gonna miss them. Fuck you. If that person's having a hard time and they want out, let them out.
That's fair. I guess they guilt people into like, oh, you took the easy way out or you addressed the
Easy way.
problems. Well, that's what people say. That's what the selfish people say. I guess you could say like, how dare you do this to, whoever it might be. I see what you're saying for sure.
I think it's a hard decision to make, and I don't think people make it lightly. And I think people who shit on it aren't giving it a fair look.
Yeah, I mean, I'm I'm very fortunate that my life has not been so hard that I've ever contemplated that. Like to the point where I'm like, I can't imagine what that person was going through. That was their like last resort. Like that's crazy and sad.
Mm-hmm.
But
I don't know, man. I don't look at it like that. I
no,
just because there's like some people just are in pain. Like they're just
right. But what I'm saying is like I can't like I'm so thankful that I have not experienced that kind of pain.
Yeah, okay, yeah, but it's not like hardship. It's not like you could be like rich and famous and be in pain. You could
Right.
be, you know what I mean? Like,
Sure. Anything. Yeah, I get it.
that's the thing that I think people don't really understand. It's like this person's like living in utter anguish. Like just because it's not like a visible thing or a tangible thing, like you know, yeah.
Yeah. No, 100%. Like I'm just glad I never had to experience any of that.
Yeah. No,
You
it's
know?
great that and I think it's more the norm now is people are living through like traumatic experiences and they're feeling these kinds of ways now, and it's like, and we still have this like archaic attitude where it's like, oh well, if you do that, you are you know, you're making so many people upset. It's like, all right, well then they can kill themselves too, I guess.
No, it's hard. I get it.
I don't know. And I don't know. I don't view it as like this tragic thing. I view it as this like almost cathartic. Like
Right.
when it's time to go, like let me just fucking pack my bags and go. Like why we? I gotta die of cancer at 92. I gotta have vertigo and forget all my memories. That has to be the way I die.
Right.
I can't just fucking drive out to Tennessee River and fucking walk into the, put a bunch of rocks in my pocket, like I gotta die the way you want me to die, and penniless and in debt to the hospital. All right.
I appreciate the point of view.
I
appreciate that perspective. I do. You're absolutely right. Who are we to judge? Who are we to tell?
Who are we to judge?
Right?
Who are we to judge? People. I don't know, man. Because I watched did you watch Walking Dead last night? The finale.
Oh, I'm so sad about it because I started watching that. I started watching late, but I got all caught up. And I want to say like 2013 or 2014, or maybe even later. I forget what it was, but like I'm just like I'm just done with this. It was just too long. I'm like, just end it.
Yeah, just end it.
So I heard it was like last night. I'm like, part of me was like sad that I had so much time invested into it and I gave up on it, not to see the end of it, but also like I was just over it. Like
there's one scene. It's not important. There's one scene where Daryl's carrying a girl that had just gotten shot, and people are like literally sacrificing their lives for him to get this girl that is most certainly dying to the hospital area to save her. It's like, what? No, she's dead. Leave her. Let's go. Like, why are we? And that's just such a metaphor for fucking, like, let the fucking girl go.
Yeah.
Like, she's dead. It's cool. Like, everyone dies eventually. She died now. Let's fucking go. Why do we all have to fucking suffer? Because she fucking.
So was that in the finale?
Yeah.
Well, that sounds like every episode that I watched when I was actually watching it. Like
it's every episode.
Yeah, I didn't get how it was still going.
I don't get it either. It ended the same way it always. Now we have new cities and a new bad guy. And now there's no bad guy.
I don't know how they kept it going for so long.
And there's going to be like 9 more shows.
Great.
There's a Michonne and Rick spinoff.
Sure, why not?
There's a Daryl spinoff. I don't know if it's like a movie or a series, but then the series is definitely Fear is still going on, and there's gonna be Dead City, which is like Negan and Maggie go to New York City.
Okay.
The fuck?
Okay. I don't know. I don't understand. I'm a very simple guy when it comes to watching TV. I like It's Always Sunny. Yeah. Stuff I don't have to think about too much anymore.
You know what? Listen, if Maggie and Negan can go to New York City for a new Walking Dead spinoff, anyone who wants to kill themselves should be allowed to kill themselves. Listen.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everything's fine, guys.
Yeah, it's all good.
We can wrap it up now.
Yeah. We'll wrap it on that. Where can people find you on social media? I mean, I'm sure you have a schedule. You have dates booked out for. I mean, you already told us about March in Wilkes-Barre,
Yeah,
Pennsylvania.
geez. Let me try. Can I quickly ramble
Yeah, do
through
it.
this?
Yeah, go through it. I want to
Yeah,
hear
so
it.
yeah, you can find me at Neil Rubenstein on all the. It's either at Neil Rubenstein or it's Neil Rubenstein on something. So TikTok is it's Neil Rubenstein, YouTube it's Neil Rubenstein, and it's Neil Rubenstein. Facebook it's Neil Rubenstein. Instagram it's just Neil Rubenstein. As if that wasn't complicated enough. But you can also like linktree.com Neil Rubenstein or patreon.com Neil Rubenstein or neilrubenstein.com. You can get all the stuff. So just Neil Rubenstein, you'll find me. Just Google me, you'll find me. When's this out? In December?
It'll be early. Yeah, I have. I record these in advance just because, and
Okay,
especially
so
now, I'm trying to like get some stuff done for the holidays. But I'm thinking, it's it's probably gonna be the first or second week of December.
of December. Okay, so we'll just start the new year. I'm going to be in LA, Houston, Nashville, Dayton, Indianapolis, New York City in March, Wilkes-Barre in March and April, North Carolina in April, Austin in May, Atlantic City at Jason Fest, Live Nation at the end of May. And like, I mean, I'm going to be in as many places as possible throughout 2023.
Nice.
So
Well, sounds like
if
it's
if you
off to a
live
good start.
somewhere, I'll be there. So
That's sweet. I gotta put this March date in my calendar
yeah,
here.
3/31 and 4/1 is at Wisecrackers in Wilkes-Barre.
You're doing 2 shows?
Yeah, I'll do Friday and Saturday.
That's fucking sweet. Awesome. All right.
And yeah,
Did you get your tickets to see Taylor Swift?
no,
No, man. Neither did half of America.
big complication.
I hope she brings down Ticketmaster.
Yeah, that's what they said about who do you call it? Pearl Jam, remember?
No, I don't remember.
Pearl Jam was going to take down Ticketmaster in the mid
sweet.
90s, and that didn't happen.
That'd be sweet though.
Yeah, it'd be sweet, but
I wish they'd take down the internet. Totally, completely.
I mean, the internet's a pretty valuable
blessing and a curse is what I always say.
Yeah. I like it for its things.
Yeah, of course. But remember the simpler time where like you advertised on the radio or the TV or a billboard, you see your face up in the big lights on the billboard, or you saw it I don't know, name some other like a show flyer or some shit like that. Now it's like, and then you did like your radio tour, like you would get booked, like, oh, you're doing Howard Stern here, you're doing Opie and Anthony here, or whatever you're doing, like you're just doing these, the radio tour and just promoting your show or your album or whatever it might be. Now it's like you're dancing on TikTok, or you're whatever you're doing on TikTok, and you're worried about YouTube and how many followers do I have on Instagram and Facebook, and so much.
It's a lot. It's brutal. It's brutal, and I mean, at the same time, though, like, wow, that's a lot of different ways you can get famous now. You don't have to just wait for Carson to call you.
Also true. Like I said, blessing and a curse. I love it. I mean, I don't know what we would have done during the pandemic if we couldn't order groceries and have them delivered to the house.
Would have
starved.
We're just all gotten smallpox, like a bunch of Native Americans.
Yeah, I don't have a freezer full of deer meat that I'm going to live off of.
We would have all had to go to Rogan's.
Right. Now, are you not a Rogan fan because of Joe Rogan, or you just don't like his comedy?
Oh no, I don't give a shit. I just never really got into his comedy.
Gotcha.
Yeah, like I don't.
I got you. I was just curious. Like,
if he was like, "Hey, you want to be on the show?" I'd be like, "Yeah."
Fuck yeah, that's your goal. Go on Rogan. You go, shh, rocket to the sky.
Or tank.
Or that, yeah. Or that. Take your chances.
Yeah. He's like, oh, I heard you tour some big bands, and I'm like, whoa. He's like, all right, get out.
Yeah, no deal. Taking Back Sunday and whatever.
Oh, that's fucking.
But I like his whole crew. I got Segura and then Burt
There's a
Kreischer.
killer comic.
I'm not a huge Burt Kreischer fan. I like him as a person, like from what I know of him, anyways. His comedy has not really done it for me, but
yeah,
Segura's funny. Art Shafir, like we said, is great.
I think Segura is funny. I
Burr.
think Shafir is a craftsman. Like it's Shafir's on another level. It's not. He's doing the stand up that I want to do.
Okay.
He's doing thoughtful, thought provoking, deep dives. That's what I want. That's what I would like to do. Not like, I mean, whatever. Sarah is a good example of that too, where it's like she's alternating between fart jokes and political statements.
Yeah.
I like that.
I think you're in it at a good time. You know, they were saying that group, the Rogan and the Shafir, and they're saying like comedy is dangerous again.
Okay.
Which is cool.
Sure. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know, man. I feel like people like I don't know. People like, oh, you can't say this, you can't say this. I say whatever the fuck I want to say, and I don't get any. I don't know. No one's. Someone will be like, ah, and I'm like, ah.
Well, yeah. Well, I think what they meant is it's dangerous in that like you have to worry about it, but you can obviously say like you're saying like fuck that, like just do what you want to do and say what you want to say, and there's kind of like an appeal to that, like people who don't want to be, censored and don't give a shit, and like if you like me, you like me. If you don't, you don't, and I'm okay with that,
Yeah. I guess whatever. I guess I'm coming from like a privileged place where it's like. I don't know, man. If I'm standing on stage, no one's first thought is like, I'm gonna jump up on stage and fucking smack that guy. They're like, I'm gonna jump off. Well, maybe I don't know. Maybe I'll talk to him later in the parking lot.
Yeah. I don't think people are coming after you. You're not a small man.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I'm sure there's an MMA guy who's like, I'll fucking kill it. Like, all right, yeah, you will probably.
Yeah. Well, Neil, I don't want to take any more of your time. It's late. I don't know what time it is where you are. Are you 2 hours behind me?
I'm an hour, I think. Yeah,
an hour.
I'm
okay.
Central. Yeah. It's crazy how it's like I feel like Eastern is like so much of the country, and then Central's like most of the rest of the country, and then Mountain is like one town,
yeah.
and then just the West Coast.
Yeah. And no one cares about the West Coast. They don't care.
No one cares.
No, we're going on New York time.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Thanks for having me, man.
No, thanks for doing it. I appreciate it. Like I said, this will come out early December. I'll tag you.
Let me know, and I'll post it around, and I'll
goes on
share with all my 45 viewers.
No. But it was a pleasure meeting you back in September at the.
Yeah. Thanks for having me. Thanks for thinking of me. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, appreciate your time, and I love the stuff you've been a part of, and I'm really looking forward to seeing you in April or or March 31st or April 1st. I feel like I have to go to the April 1st show. April Fool's Day. Like the whole like jokes. Right? The whole vibe.
I think we might make that a little bit more of a party. Plus, there'll be a big post show hang after that for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Like do you hang out with the audience? Like, do you say, hey, we're going to, bar in the casino, or
it depends on the audience,
or do you kind of keep it with your inner circle?
Yeah, I keep them inner circle, but if you come out, hang.
Oh, buddy, I'm in. Well,
yeah, of course.
Well, maybe it'll be decided on what night I can get a babysitter.
Okay. All right.
But if you're saying April 1st is the night to go,
April 1st, I think is gonna be the hang night.
All right.
Because none of us will have work the next day.
Right. I see. So should I have my people call your people or what?
Yeah, have Caviston text me.
All right. Caviston. Well, I have you in Messenger now, so we're good.
Yeah, man. Keep in touch. Yeah, for sure. All the stuff. Thanks so much,
Cool.
man.
Thank you, man. I'll see you soon.
All right, take it easy.
All right, later.